Hi everyone, it's Promise Odeon again. Okay, quick one. Um, we've seen what's gone down in the Nigerian judiciary as it concerns Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Um, I saw the video where he was saying that the Justice Omotosho does not know the law, so I was intrigued. So I wanted to understand what he meant. So I listened to the whole 5 hours video by Channel's television on YouTube of the judgment, and I just have a few things to say. I feel like the judgment was um, total shambles, and also something that will leave a precedent for. Because of course, when you make some sort of judgment, it's something that can be referenced by future judgments or future cases. So according to him, when the issue of extraordinary rendition was brought up in his judgment, he was quoting that in America, some states can extradite from different states, and also America has gone to other countries to uh, forcefully uh, take some people to America and still try them, and that forceful taking of the person does not actually stop the law. And he went on to say that the case that was filed in Kenya on the case of Mr. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's extraordinary rendition, which he won actually in Kenya. I think that case was by Professor Lumumba. He then said, since they've won that case and Nnamdi Kanu has to pay, has some fine that he will be paid, of course, by the Nigerian government. That resolves that, and then he should continue with the trial. So according to him, as far as that case has been dealt with, and um, Nigerian government have been found guilty, and there's a fine to pay, that settles that, and then they should carry on with the with the uh, with the trial. But what he doesn't understand, and also he tried to set aside the Supreme Court judgment or position that no court should actually try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu based on the extraordinary rendition. So I don't know what premise that his judgment or his trials are on. And I think that's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was trying to say, that you cannot judge me based on nothing, because there's no written law that you are judging me or you're trying to ask me to enter my defense. But anyway, be it as it may, we know how useless the Nigerian constitution is. And the Nigerian constitution is weak because it cannot protect its citizens. A strong country from their constitution. The American constitution protects Americans, and that's why it's a strong constitution. Every country is guided by their constitution. So when you see strong countries, it means their constitutions are strong. Nigeria, the constitution cannot protect anybody. If anything, it protects the criminals in power. Empowers the president beyond everybody, empowers the governors, gives them immunity. They can do anything, get away with it. So Nigerian constitution is totally rubbish as far as I'm concerned. I keep saying, and a lot of legal practitioners have stopped practicing because of how useless the constitution of Nigeria is. So anyway, we've seen so many cases. In fact, recently with the PDP brouhaha, and disgrace of that they are doing, they are showing themselves. Different courts in Nigeria come up with different judgments. Oh, stand down. Oh, go ahead. Oh, stand down. That shows you how the judiciary in Nigeria is so rubbished by these politicians. Anyway, so we have that reputation anyway. Just having that in mind with this whole ongoing Justice Omotosho, which I believe the people are saying that is the same justice that removed the sitting elected governor, which is Governor Fubara of Rivers State. Of course, we all know he's in the bag of APC. But anyway, long and short of the story, I think Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is a very cerebral man. Of course, his intelligence and his talent have been used in this capacity of self-determination. Where it's channeled to something else, if under different circumstances, it would have been beneficial to the country. But of course, he wants to fight for his people as somebody who studied political science in his master's in the UK. And he's a prince, actually, from a royal family. His father is late, so actually he's a king of a Farouk kingdom. Anyway, even though he was born with a silver spoon, he wants to fight for his people. And some people don't know the story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He started as a broadcaster, Radio Biafra in London, actually, registered here in London, broadcasting over so many nations or so many countries. Just, he will come up on radio, he will do his, I think there's a music that he sings for Biafra, and then he will read out the news of the day, just get people to call in, discuss it, and then end with a song again. And they started by building a cenotaph. In Enugu, they were building a big eagle. And then I think the governor of Enugu State then destroyed the cenotaph after he building it then. And as they carried on, one of the time they were protesting, as he was gathering momentum during Goodluck Jonathan's tenure, he was flying around the country. Nobody stopped him. Just because the Nigerian government are very quick to say IPOB a terrorist organization. So I want to give you a rundown. So, whilst Goodluck was empowered, it didn't stop him. He was flying in back. They were doing their donations, collecting their money, But one of their protests in Mpo, the military came and was shooting at them. Civilians shooting at them. They were hoisting their flags and wearing their colors and everything. They were shooting at them unarmed, just the same way they shot at NSAS. So when that happened, that's when they started becoming looking for arms and all of that, and started looking for arms. And then when Buhari came in power, imprisoned him, started going to court, the Mietiala became emboldened. They were driving with government official cars with their plate numbers, all marked and everything. So Mietiala, Fulani headsmen, started, going around the whole place. In fact, people like Shetima, the vice president of Nigeria now, said on national TV that if a Fulani man from any part of the African continent goes anywhere, he can stay anywhere, live anywhere, encroach on anybody's land, and they are welcome to say that they are citizens they are global citizens, essentially. That's what Shetima said. So that's his worldview of Fulani people. So, and then the debate about ranching, about Ruga, everything was coming up, and that's when he started ESN as the armed group of IPOB, of course, in response to the Fulani headsmen who were then at that particular point having clashes with farmers down south, middle belt, everywhere, raping women, killing people, destroying properties, So there was so much going on. But now, the justice have now picked on Nnamdi Kanu as a person to discuss what he has been saying online without thinking about what is he reacting to, because for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So it's like two people are fighting, you select one person and start saying, oh, why did you do this, why did you do that? But at the end of the day, did you ask yourself what brought that person to start fighting at the first place? So you cannot pick Nnamdi Kanu's actions or reactions rather in isolation. And mind you, when Nnamdi Kanu was on air, he was speaking against literally everybody. He was fighting some Igbos, he was fighting Yorubas, Hausas, even UK, America. He was just speaking, he was just firing everywhere, every angle. So it's not like he's speaking on the Yorubas or he's speaking on any particular person. He was just speaking against everybody that he thinks like he's not doing something right. And that's why his message resonates with the Igbo people. Now, this prosecutor for the Federal Republic, I think he's a senior advocate of Nigeria, Adeboyega. What is intriguing about what he kept saying was he kept saying that the justice done was that Justice Omotosho did the right thing, delivered a landmark judgment for the Nigerian people, 200 million. I keep asking myself, which 200 million is he thinking he's representing? Number one, on the list of prosecutors from A to Z, all the sons, all the council there were from Yoruba land. The judge is a Yoruba man, Justice Omotosho. The prosecutor, Yoruba man. The president, Yoruba man. So it's like, it's crazy. It's as if the Yorubas are fighting, the Igbos. And that's why it's very clear now. Both the council to Nnamdi Kanu, everybody is speaking against it, saying, of course, this judgment is just against the Igbos because Nnamdi Kanu is Igbo. And mind you, Sowore had the terrorism, allegation, but he was set free. Sunday Igboho has a separatist group, Yoruba Nation. He was set free. Asazaki was set free. A lot of criminals have been set free. So repentant terrorists are seen being negotiated with. They are wearing army uniform. You cannot wear army camouflage in Nigeria, otherwise they will beat you and do every sort of thing. So the unfairness is, very clear to everybody. It seems as if we are third-class citizens in Nigeria. And then you hate Igbo so much, you don't want them to go. You keep saying, and then the justice also said it as well, that the unity of Nigeria is sacrosanct. In Nigeria, will be what did you say again? Indissolvable or whatever. But at the end of the day, you have the Senate there to move for referendum. These are what democracies do. You say you are the biggest democracy in Africa. Why can't we have referendum and decide if you actually want to stay at one country? You already know that Nigerians don't really want to stay as one country. We are very polarized. We don't like each other. And now, a particular tribe killing all other tribes in Nigeria. You have the Fulani tribe killing almost every tribe in Nigeria. Yet, they always try to change the narrative and make it as if the Igbos are the problem. You have the World Terrorism Index. The IPOB group that has been proscribed in Nigeria is not in any World Terrorism Index. But you can see Boko Haram there. In Nigeria, they call them bandits. The whole world call them what? Terrorists. ISWAP is in Nigeria. Of course, it's a terrorist organization. Fulani headsmen are there. You've got the Rukarawa. You've got so many other groups. All of them in the north. The UAE released the list of terrorism financiers and sponsors. All of them are northerners. None of them are from the south. Americans are now speaking against the killing of Christians in Nigeria. All the Christians are from the south. Nnamdi Kanu speaks for the 99% Christian tribe in Nigeria, which of course the West are now, speaking up for because of the evil, because Nigeria now is the country with the highest level of persecution against Christians. So I'm saying all of this to say that whatever happened was just a show of shame, and that's because Nigeria has no constitution, their judiciary is all but over, no reputation anyway, and I'm not surprised now the Kanu, said the justice does not know any law, because at the end of the day, if you say that the going to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya is fair, why did Nnamdi Kanu win the case in Kenya? Why did Kenya deny that they give you access for you to come and kidnap him? Second of all, a Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the land, has told you to release the man against court order. You guys held him back and started a fresh list of charges against him, and then keep changing justices, moving him from one court to the other, and at the same time, defiling your own judgment. And then this particular lower court, a high court, is now saying that he's setting aside Supreme Court judgment. 5 hours I was listening to the man talk. I couldn't understand that. And then he also said that the Terrorism Act of 2012, right? Or 2001 or so. I think 2012, yes. He said that was already reparent. So the law has been abolished, and a new law has been adopted. That law was actually enacted by Goodluck Jonathan. So Nnamdi Kanu is saying that law has actually, is no longer in force. But then the judge, Justice Omotosho, is saying at the time Nnamdi Kanu committed the crime, the law was, But then you are giving the judgment today. So if you are giving the judgment today, why are you using a law that is already repellent, a law that is not existence again? Why are you using it to make judgment of today? So at the end of the day, I mean, like others have said, like the counsel to Mr. Nnamdi Kanu has said, it is a clear show of shame as far as justice is concerned. You cannot, for example, Americans are looking for Tinubu. Tinubu cannot set foot in America. I hope you know that. Tinubu has FBI files. Narcotics is after him. If Tinubu dare step into America today, they will pick him up because he has cause to settle. And actually, going by Justice Omotosho's verdict, that case has been going on before he became president. So they wouldn't bear in mind that he's now the president of Nigeria anyway. They don't even care. Trump don't even care. And Abba Kyari, the former police, remember the police guy that was well decorated? Abba Kyari that was found to be part of a syndicate. America has an extradition thing on him. Why haven't they extradited him? Do you think America cannot come into Nigeria and pick him? So if what Justice Omotosho is saying that it's okay for Nigeria, because they are part of Commonwealth or ECOWAS, to enter any country and pick anybody, that means America should come in and pick Tinubu should come in and pick Abba Kyari. So it's nonsensical. They're setting a precedent that they don't even understand what they are doing. Anyway, I'm going to